cool thing that we got going on is this is a rear jack point. It's actually pretty tricky to get the car up on jack stands, right? So this little guy will help out a lot. This was developed by scanning the rear subframe, and then there's an OEM bolt hole on there, and this little CNC extension will allow that single bolt to get a lot of surface area to actually support the entire rear end of the car when we're jacking up. So previously we were kind of like teetering back and forth on putting a jack underneath the rear lower control arms, because like the regular jack points, well, those need to have jack stands on there in order for us to be safe. So so yeah, this single jack point will have like a little cutout in the rear plastics so that you have something to like look up underneath the car and aim for, you know, when you're setting your jack. And then that'll be in the middle, so one jack can actually jack up the rear end instead of two jacks on like the rear lower control arms. And it'll just be like a much faster process to like get the jack stands on the jack points with this extra central rear jack point. This is the hockey puck that they sell on Amazon. So it basically goes into the jack point underneath the car. And you can see that jack point has like a hole in the middle of it. So basically this O-ring is just gonna stab up into that hole. Actually, you don't even have to see it. You can just kind of like reach up underneath and then you feel for that hole and it'll stay there. So that's our jack point. But let's discuss something about like the strategy of how we're gonna get this on jack stand. So here's the thing. We got 4 jack stands and we got 4 jack points and we have 2 jacks. So here's the thing, they can't all be like on the jack points at the same time, right? So we're gonna have to start lifting up the car. It's a rear weight bias car. You know, it's a rear motor car, right? So it actually has most of the weight in the rear. So that means if we choose one point for like the big jack that can do the most work, it's gonna be on that rear jack point. So we're gonna put the jack there, and then we're gonna kind of like, we're gonna get tricky in order to like shuffle those jack stands underneath those 4 points, because we're gonna go underneath the control arms as well. First, we're going to work on dropping this panel. So I'm actually going to leave the back 2 in there. They're slightly loose. And then I pulled all the other ones so that we could kind of take a good look at what's going on over here. So the rear subframe that we're trying to access is connecting the 2 rear lower arms. So that's the subframe, and that's where we're going to try to get. So in between these 2 bolt holes right here, there's a third one. You just can't see it.
I see.
So we're actually going to have this jack point bolt to that guy right here. Actually, this little chamfer right here, that goes in the front. So yeah, that won't catch any wind, or if you happen to drag it on something, you know, it'll have like a little ramp. So anyways, that's the direction that this thing goes in.
Okay, I see.
So in order to take a look at what's going on, looks like this one clips around the other one. You see how it has like a clip there?
Yeah, over there.
Yeah, so we could probably drop this one and make that a little bit easier. So now that I let that kind of droop down a little bit more, then it seems like we could just overcome these 2 little like tabs right here. This guy right here, it's connected to everything. It's connected to the wheel well liners, it's connected to like the rear bumper. And so it might be nice to actually like cut that on the car. So we're trying to get right here. It's basically where this like square is at. This guy's gonna go in there. He's a little bit bigger than that square, but just as a guideline, I think that we could just kind of like cut near the left and the right of that center square, and that'll pretty much get us what we need on the second layer. And then we could actually like bolt him in place. Yeah, I'm actually gonna drop that whole front panel for the rear motor. There we go. All right, so this panel is totally out. So just visualizing there.
Do you need some pen and make a mark?
I think I got it. It's gonna be sticking out. Alright. Looks pretty safe just to cut right on here. Okay, that is our goal right there. Can you give me the little ratchet with the tiny M10 on it, so I'm not using the power tool on this?
These kind of little?
Yep, that little guy. Wow, nice cutting. Who cut that thing? The designer? The 3D scanner dude? That's a precise eyeball cut right there. It's like I've seen it before on my computer screen or something. Yeah, I bet you will. QC check my work. It's probably gonna need some red Loctite, so it doesn't come loose. And now that that is basically in place, I want to put this back in place.
I thought you just mentioned about the Loctite. You don't want to do it right now? Okay. Red Loctite.
M10 bolt. Emily's putting red Loctite on there. And then that'll make sure that that guy never comes loose. So chamfer forward. He seats right down like he's supposed to. Like somebody 3D scanned the subframe. He did nice work with CAD design. That guy must be so good at what he does. Making sure that you're in your happy spot there. Put it on there nice and straight. Lock them down nice and tight on that red Loctite. And then, so when we slide this guy in place, then we can see exactly where we need to cut. Gosh, I think with that extra support, you could even optionally leave him hidden in there. Hey, I just discovered something. Check this out. This guy, see underneath? He's like completely smooth right there, right? So I was sliding him back and forth just to see like where I need to mark to have the cut. But you could almost just like leave him hidden in there with no cut on that plastic, but it's directly supporting Well, if you...
Almost like a no need.
Almost no need to cut that. Yeah, but if you did cut it, then you would have like a really obvious, like, you know, gold anodized place to, you know, like aim your jack. And maybe if it's like, if this metal is on the jack, then it wouldn't let the jack slip, right? But if the jack was on plastic, maybe it would be a bit more slippery. But the advantage, I don't know, I'm kind of torn. The advantage is that, like, if you did scrape the plastics on the bottom of your car, it wouldn't catch on the metal and then try to rip out that that M6 thread bolt. So I'm almost like torn. It's really hard to see like up underneath here, right? But if you look from the back of the car, he's actually like pressing down a little bit because I designed that to pop through. But the plastic is flexible and you could leave them in there. And then from the back, because it's pressing the plastic down a little bit, you can actually see a little bit of that gold, right?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of torn about whether to cut it or not cut it.
Will we lose something if we try not to cut it first? We test it.
Yeah, we could test it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Test it.
Okay. So maybe we'll just see that thing peeking out at us, and yeah. We'll see how easy it is to jack up the car. And we could always cut it like later, always. Yeah. Okay, sure. Let's test it. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
All right, I'm glad we had this chat. You can clearly see it peeking out, and that's what we're going to aim our jack at. In order to put jack stands on, you got to get your jack up under the rear lower control arms. Those things destroyed our jack pad. That's something that's not really going to happen with our jack point, but you can see where the jack needs to go. It's right at the coilover mount. That's the proper place to jack up the car for putting it on jack stands. But now, instead of working the jack around to each lower control arm and then putting the jack stands on these jack points with the hockey pucks, we can simply put it on the center of the back of the car.